Hi, my name is Nicole Fox, and I am a redeemed child of God. That is my story. See, at a very young age, I grew up in a household full of party and alcohol. Alcohol was very much prevalent in my household. So at a very young age, I started tasting, drinking my dad's drink, drinking my mom's drink, and cigarettes. At that point, there was no drugs involved. So I grew up thinking that it's okay to drink alcohol and party. Fine. Until my mom and dad, they got divorced. Me and my brother, we went through a transition of living with either parent. All of a sudden, I was introduced to weed, marijuana, in my last year in high school. At this point, my brother was already a using addict. I wasn't at this point. So I got drawn into just smoking weed and hanging out, smoking my mom's cigarettes. I became very popular in school. So everyone looked at me. I was the girl. I went to high school. I was the girl. Me and my brother, we were very, very popular. But we were making some very, very dangerous choices, which no one really knew. Because at that point, everyone was smoking weed and drinking in high school. That's just what we done. Until eventually I was introduced to a harder drug. 21, I was a full-blown addict. I was getting high every day. I was unable to work. At 19, I had my first son. And I thought that he would do it. He's gonna be the one to pull my life together. And I'm gonna be an excellent mother. Unfortunately, the drugs had more control over me than my son did. I think made me feel so much less than. I was unable to take care of my kids like I saw my friends doing it. By this time, I had to have cocaine on a daily basis. I had to drink every day. I'm 19 years old. And as time went by, the shame, the guilt, fortunate, I'm so grateful that none of them were born with any type of drugs in their system. Each time I gave birth, me and baby were drug-free, which was only God. But I had this amazing mother that took care of her, took care of my kids for me until I got my life together. And then I met this awesome man, and he's my husband now. I met him in addiction, and our addiction was terrible. We were married, but our addiction, our relationship was terrible to the extent whereas I wouldn't go home many nights to him because I was so caught up in that. He understood that I done what I had to do to bring home the bacon, so to say. Another gentleman took me up his house. He ran a crack house. While I was living with him, he was a married man. Let's start there. I lived in the house with him, and we had a son together. If I wanted anything, any drugs, he would give it to me and have me to stay home. You didn't need to go out and get it. I would give it to you. And eventually, I started going to other crack houses to get high. And that's when I met my current husband. I didn't respect them, which I couldn't because I didn't respect myself. Let me start there. Every choice I made, it was my choice. I don't blame any of them because they done the best they could with what they had, but I gave up on me a long time ago. I don't think I ever chose me from a young age. I think I just went through the motions, being brought up in a very toxic family also. My mom and dad were divorced. They slept in separate bedrooms and didn't speak to each other my whole high school years. And I thought that was normal. I really thought that was normal. So, and I think I was always searching for my dad. Because my dad, I was a female in the house, so he gave up on me. Even before I even knew how to give up on myself, he hung to my brother more than me. So when he gave up on my mom, he gave up on me. So I think I was just searching for a father figure. So each man I got involved with was older than me, Like I believe that I was looking for my dad, something in an older man that I was searching for, missing from my dad. See, when I was coming up, me and my dad done everything together. He'd come pick me up on summer vacations in his truck. We lived in the same house, but on summertime, he'll pick me up in his truck. We'll go driving. We just spend the best times together. He took me to football games. But when he and my mom split up, he gave up on me. And I don't know if that was intentional, but I never received that afterwards. And so I think I was just searching for that. I was searching for a father figure. 18 years old, I started cocaine and a little bit of heroin. Years later, at 38 years old, was when I stopped. So I'm going on 19 years this year. I want to say that the ones that I remember the most is giving my kids up. When I gave my two oldest to my mom, she says, Nick, get yourself together. And they'll berate her when you go, I just want you to get yourself. Give me custody. And I would never take your children. You can always have them back. But I don't want child and family services to get them. Because I know that you are not doing right by these kids. I remember waking up on the street, coming to, I remember not able to do absolutely nothing until I have a drink or a drug in my system. I remember not wanting to look at myself in the mirror. I remember wanting to die. I remember feeling like it's okay if I don't wake up the next day. Like I used to go sleep saying, I hope this is it for me, because it was hard. Waking up every day, having to know what you're gonna do, the same routine, not able to do absolutely nothing different. It was a cold, dark world, especially for a female. You know, every now and then when clarity would hit me, and the realization of what I was actually doing and capable of doing didn't make sense. It didn't make sense for me to be a part of this world. Like, I'm not serving, I'm not doing any good. Like, why am I here? Why am I here? Why? Is this my purpose, to just keep hurting myself and others? Because I did hurt a few others. And so I just, at some point, a lot of points, I just wanted to die. Because it was impossible just to keep living like this. It hurt too much. And
How did you hurt others?
I hurt a lot of people physically. I'm not sure. I remember one time doing something to someone and was so worried. I was waiting for my idea come the next day. What's it going to be? Written in the paper. They found someone dead somewhere. That's how bad it got. Unfortunately, no one was found dead. I didn't end up killing anybody, which I'm so grateful for. But I did do some physical damage to people. And that was the most beautiful time I ever remember being in jail. And every day after that was beautiful. I wasn't even thinking about outside. I was just so happy learning who I was, Nikki. Like, who's Nikki? Like, yeah. Like, it was a pleasure, because I had lost myself at such a young age. I had no idea who I was. So being off of drugs, I got to find out a little bit about me. Those 3 months I was in jail, and it was beautiful. Like I said, the year I went to jail was 2006. 2006. My dad had died of cancer. And then I went to jail. Came out, and that's when I started doing my meetings, 12-step program, banging it out. 3 years later, to the exact same day, 2009, of my dad's death, my brother died on a bike accident, my only sibling. And that was 2009. So I ran down, I had to watch my mom bury her only child. And at that time, my mom was riddled with cancer. She couldn't even make it up to the graveyard. She had to sit down, but I could see the pain in her eyes. And I remember my mama always telling me and my brother, the order of life is that you bury me. I am not to bury you, so make good choices in life, you children, because I should never have to bury you. Then there it is, watching my mom bury her only son. That was 2009. 2011, my mom succumbed to her. Once again, I couldn't grieve my mom because my boys were grieving their mom too, because she raised them. So I had to be strong for them. So once again, I'm there being strong for everyone. That was 2011. 2013 rolls around. My firstborn was murdered. Once again, I had to be there for the boys because that was their brother. I asked God of two things, a forgiving heart and a peace of mind, and He has granted me both. He has granted me both. So I was never revengeful, hatred, angry, hurt, yes. But I never wanted to hurt anybody the way that I was feeling. I never wanted to give another mother the pain that I was receiving. So taking out someone else's son is not going to do any justice. None. I don't want no one to feel what I was feeling. It was terrible. So God told me, yep, you've asked me of two things and I've granted you both. That was 2013. 2018, my house was sprayed with 18 bullets. No one was hit. My son in the house survived. My in-laws survived. 2020, my house was sprayed with 8 bullets. My youngest son was hit. He survived. And that was February of 2020. March of 2020. My stepson came home from England. 2 weeks later, they shot him on Court Street. Then I became angry, very angry with God. And He let me just ramble on and get mad and shout and scream and everything else. Turned my back on Him. I couldn't do it for long because, He never took His hand off me. He just kept me there. He said, every now and then He'll say, you're finished. You got work to do. So I've had tremendous loss. So I want to say that the minute I stopped serving the devil, I started burying family members. And that is not a deterrent. That is just to let you know that because you do good, there's still a lot of people out there doing bad. And there's no reflection on you. See, I don't take those deaths as my fault. Although I was a toxic mother, although I didn't be there for my boys, I didn't pull none of those triggers. I didn't kill my boys. Am I a better person? Do I treat my other sons differently because? Yes. Am I a better person because of that? Yes. I would not be the woman I am today if not for my tragedies. I would not be sold out for God if not Rico losing his life. So I would, yes, I would rather live without my son and close to God than have my son and riddled in addiction. I would definitely choose not having my son being close to God than to keep him close to me and continue to serve the devil in a cold, dark world. No. My son's death would not go in vain. I will be a person that will speak out for him. I will be a better person because of it. He will always be my springboard to doing better and bettering myself and getting close to God. If you are searching and feeling lonely in life, no matter what age it is, as a child, as a teenager, as a male, female, as a mother, as a grandparent, if you are searching for your identity, find it in God, not in people. That's where I went wrong. I listened to what they called me. I answered to who they thought I was. I was searching and searching for an identity, and I try to look for it in other people. Don't do that. Today I know who I am and whose I am. I am a redeemed child of God. Any of you who are choosing to take a life, I'm asking that you don't. We all have a purpose in life, and so do you. Taking a life does not make you any bigger than anything that you already are today. I'm asking you to choose you. Gang violence is not the key. At the end of the day, I am a mother that have lost 2 children, 2 sons to violence, and I cry on a regular. If you have any love for your mother or your parent, don't do this to them, because the end result is jails, institutions, or death. You will eventually die. And do you want to die? No. I don't think anybody woke up this morning saying, yeah, today is a good day to die. Find peace in your heart and find out who you are in Christ. We got to stop the violence. And if you are hurting in any way, there's many, many support groups that can help you. You don't have to do it publicly. Find someone that you can trust and get the help you need. Because at the end of the day, hurt people hurt people. Right now, that's all you're doing is hurting. You're not even angry. You're hurt. Let's get to the root of the hurt and start healing together. Let's live in peace, not in pieces.
When was the last time you saw your son?
The day he died. I love you, Mama.
Yeah.
He never walked away, never left me. Even I see him 3-4 times a day. Whenever we laugh, he say, love you. He also say, I'm proud of you. You're very proud of me. He was my oldest, and he was so proud of me for getting clean and coming off drugs. He used to talk about me all the time to his friends.
Voices